What is up, everybody? I'm here today to talk to you about the 3-0 loss to the New York Sirens, our fourth straight loss at home, and a bad game, an awful game. Awful. Our first period was bad. Second period was better. Third period, I don't even want to get into yet. Everything that we were talking about, that we've been talking about. Lack of goal scoring. Too many penalties. What do you think came and did us in? What do you think? First period. Now, here's something I want to say. I thought the ref in this game was pretty egregious. There were quite a few times where I felt like there were calls being made, not because they were legitimately like bad, dangerous calls, but that they were, maybe could have been dangerous, and a New York player fell down. Now, I saw it live. I didn't have commentating. I haven't gone over every single replay yet, so maybe I'm wrong. Please tell me if I am. Please go in the comments down below and say, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. These were dangerous hits. Maybe they were. But I felt like there were a lot of penalties called against us that, had it been the other way around, wouldn't have gotten called. Had it been New York hitting us, it would have just been a clean hit that would have gone unchallenged and unnoticed. And it makes me want to we had 5 penalties, and one of them was a 5-minute major. They had 3, no 5-minute majors. They got away with more than one penalty, New York. They got away with a bunch. There was a holding. They got it away with. The Jinsey Rose penalty is absolutely absurd that she got called on that. Yes, she did cross-check only after the fact. If you watch the interview, she even says as much. That she was pulled down 3 times, held down, and the ref says, okay, break it up, you're both going to the box. Jinsey did nothing. She was trying to leave. And penalty gets called, so then she finally retaliates. She says, well, if I'm going to the box, I might as well earn my penalty. Which, yeah, might as well. Damn right, Jinsey. I stand with Jinsey on that one. Everyone does. Had it been us holding them down, please, would have gotten a double minor. And yet, we outplayed them, we outshot them, we outchanced them. Didn't outscore them. Did they score 2 power play goals? Sure. Were both power plays iffy at best? Yeah. They also scored another goal, even strength, right at the gate. I liked our first 2 minutes, and then a weird puck kind of bounces off Maschmeyer's head and goes in the back of the net. New York leads 1-0. Then we take our bad penalty, which that one was, I think, the most egregious. We barely even touched them. And it's a penalty. And a beautiful pass. I believe it was Alex Carpenter, and it's 2-0. Good, bad start to the first. Lots of turnovers on our own end. That's also been a problem. Lots of bad turnovers, leading to odd rushes. But we start to get some kind of momentum at the end of the first. Okay, we outshot them 12-8. Okay, let's see what the second brings. And in the second, we come out full force. Really good. Really strong, playing a great period in my opinion. We do get a penalty, we kill it off seamlessly. The second period, far and away our best period. We did everything except score. We did get power play opportunities, didn't score on any of them. How many times did the puck come floating right across the crease for someone to tap it in and they just missed it? Too many to count. And the worst part is, despite the fact that we outshot them, despite the fact that we outchanced them, it should have been higher. A lot of times we would have a clean look, a good look, not a great look, but a chance, and it would try to pass to the open player, who's like sitting at the doorstep, free easy goal, and it gets broken up, deflected away. It's called a rebound. Take the shot, and if you don't score, trust that your player, your teammate, who's in the perfect position, will clean up after you. Put it in the back of the net anyway, and you'll be fine. I don't think I saw a single snapshot all game. It felt like every time we had a pass, we had to hold on to that pass before taking a shot, even when we did take a shot. We got a power play, and at first, it was, high pressure, good pressure in their zone a lot. Our first power play, but there's lots of zone time and no shot. When we finally do take a shot, what do you think happens? A goaltender who is sprawled on the ground saves it, finds a way to save it at the red line. Again, it was a good second period. We didn't score. Third period, same story. Playing great in their offensive end a whole bunch. We're setting the tone. We're setting the pace. We're playing our game. We aren't scoring. And then we take a 5-minute major. 13 minutes left. And you can feel like that's all she wrote. But we're doing a good job. We're killing it. We might kill off the penalty entirely. Another penalty. 5-on-3. On the ensuing penalty kill, we get scored on. 3-0. Less than 8 minutes. The 2-0 goals when I thought, this is going to be tough. For how often we scored 2 goals, actually 3 to win, that's a tall order. When they scored to make it 3-0, the game was done. We've never scored forward in game. Let alone in under 9 minutes. And yeah, that's what happened. We pulled our goalie with 4. New York took a penalty. I know. It's allowed. Did nothing with it. 3-0 is your final. And I'm trying to put this nicely. We need to get angry. I love Carla's vibes. I love her positivity. But we need some anger. And it doesn't even have to come from her, but someone on the coaching staff needs to get right fuming when bad calls are being made, or even when good calls are being made. And they're good calls that go against you. And you are able to pinpoint who made a mistake, how they made that mistake, why. And you could chew them out and say, this is what you did wrong. This is how you can be better. And I'm not saying throw players under the bus. But it reminds me a lot of DJ versus Travis. Lots of live with the bounce. That happens. Not going our way. No, we're okay. Things are fine. After a loss like this. Versus, well, our goaltending didn't have their best performance tonight. That's no secret. Which, yeah, Mashmeyer had one of her weaker games today. It's hard for me to fault her for any of the goals. Maybe the first one, I'd argue that even though it was a fluky one, that's the only one that I really think, she wants that one back. The other two, what can you do? You give the best power play in the league. Let's see, 5 power plays, and one of them was for 5. So what? 13 minutes? Yeah, 13 minutes. You give the best power play in the league 13 minutes of power play time. You're lucky that we only got scored on twice for them on the power play. We're so lucky. This could have been so much worse. But we gotta practice scoring. We gotta practice tip-ins, deflections, everything. We gotta get that out of here. And I think what we need is a high scoring game. We need to put 6 in. We need to win like 6-1, convincing fashion. Remind ourselves we can score. I'm really looking forward to the IHF break. That is going to be wonderful. Why? Oh, I'll tell you why. Because hopefully some of our players will get their scoring touch back. We can't keep having this happen. Take a whole bunch of penalties and fail to score. Take a whole bunch of penalties, fail to score. Textbook Ottawa charge loss from this season. And I don't want to hear anyone saying, oh, well, if Mashmeyer... No. Nobody had a good game, but Mashmeyer is the one player who I can really give an excuse to. Mashmeyer's stolen multiple games from us. But like I said, we need a voice behind that bench. And I'm not necessarily saying get rid of Carla, but I feel at times like we don't see the accountability, and it is important to see. Again, look at Travis Green. Does he come out and say, oh, well, this player and that player, they sucked. Terrible game. Awful. Ew. They're going to be doing extra laps tomorrow in practice. No. Say it in a dignified way. Well, the goaltending wasn't here today, which it wasn't. This is an atypical performance, but Mashmeyer looked very human today. Very human. So I got to say, yeah, the goaltender didn't have their best game. You know, the defense, you know, they tried to play a strong game, but they just were slower and sloppier. Sloppy. Our offense was so sloppy. Like I said, lots of broken up plays, lots of passes deflected, lots of that. Defensively, too, like I said, lots of defensive turnovers. This was just a sloppy game. And it's not a game where I'm going to sit here and say, oh, well, it's a game we didn't deserve to win. We outplayed them in every other aspect of the game. Outshot them. Outplayed them. Oh, we out-penaltied them. You know what we didn't do? We didn't outscore them. And while, yeah, there were a bunch of controversial calls, 3-0. And I've said before, and I'll say it again, in order for you to blame the refs, what I think needs to happen is, A, there needs to be a bunch of egregious calls that pretty heavily benefit one side, which I do think we would have had an argument for in this game had it not been 3-0. Because the other thing is, it's got to be a close game. It can't just be, oh, well, the refs made a bunch of bad calls, so you can blame the referees. On top of that, it needs to have been close. It needs to have been within, like, a goal that I can then say, be like, yeah, the refs took this win away from you. Refs didn't cost us this win. We costed ourselves this win. We outshot them. Like I said, we had more chances. We had more opportunities. We didn't score. We got to work on scoring. And we got to have accountability for all of it. For scoring, yes, and also for penalties. We can't be taking bad penalties in critical moments. I don't know what else there is to say. I know this is probably on the shorter side of videos, but what do you want me to say? We need to score. We need to stop taking penalties. I'm a broken record. We haven't won at home since the home opener. We haven't scored 4 goals at all. We're 13 games in the season. Not a single one did we put 4 down. 4 in the net. No, didn't do that. Can you tell I'm at a loss? What more do you want me to say? Offense needs to score. You know this. The whole team needs to stop taking penalties. You know this. I was really hoping that Montreal game would have been that turning point. You know, where we lost because of the power play. Did okay against Minnesota in terms of penalty. This just wiped any of that off the boards. We need to bounce back against Montreal in Montreal. I don't know. We play like this, we aren't going to win. We aren't even going to have a chance. Rest up. Get ready. Prepare to actually score. To not take bad penalties. Then we might make it. But right now, like this, we won't make the playoffs like this. We're in a playoff spot, but it's volatile. Teams below us have games in hand. And they're within striking distance. And as always, go Ottawa, go.